Hello, so I played the Echo Baronin ELM Qualifier OKC Land Run trial on April 11 with my trusty triple Strix, triple Kaito build, and I'm changing the sideboard a little bit, so I used to have 0 consigned to memory, but because I just am not facing a lot of those decks where I need it, but in those Echo tournaments, it's often a matter of tempo and anti-tempo decks like Eldrazi, for example. Schmeckels is really, really strong and has taken down 2 of them in a row with his Eldrazi. So I put at least 1 consign to memory back in. I also wanted to put in a second consign, but then it was too late to change the deck list. So here I just play 1. I play 4 Graveyard Hate because I also have played against Mahfouz Van Gogh a lot in those Echo tournaments, and I feel like I have no chance against Reg without really going overboard on a Graveyard Hate, and it has to be like really strong Graveyard Hate, not surgical, but stuff like Ravenous Trap or Gravedigger's Cage. However, here I'm going down to a single Doughty Voidwalker because I feel like it's not always that great or difficult to bring in 2 in many matchups. It's also a bit slow, right? And the deck is clunky as it is. I still only have a single Barrowgoyf because I feel like 2 Barrowgoyf is often enough. Here I have the 4th Orcish Bowmasters in case people play stuff like Control, where I really needed Beanstalk Control because right anti-tempo decks are running haywire. And then I have the triple Force of Negation. So I used to have Flusterstorm in the main board, but I thought, well, maybe people play stuff like Chalice of the Void, like Eldrazi, right, where I'd rather have the Force of Negation here. The 2 blue blasts are really important because I always expect Storm in those tournaments, and I want to get rid of the Hexing Squelcher. That's really, really important. Also, I'm expecting Sneak and Show, the red version also. So again, I don't want to have to put too many removal spells post board into my deck, so I'd rather have the 2 Hydroblasts here, or Hydro and Blue Blast for budget reasons. Then I have the Sheoldred's Edicts back up to 2 against stuff like lands. And also against the tempo decks, right? And because of Storm and Eldrazi and maybe Cloudpost, I have a Dampening Sphere. And after I was at Dresden with 2 Path of Peril, which I think I rarely drew, but I really liked them, and I think in the last online event I didn't have them and missed them. I'm back here with 2 Path of Perils as sweepers of choice, because I feel like they are also usable against faster tempo decks, right? Like the Nethergoyf variant of Blue-Black Tempo, maybe, but mostly stuff like Delver of Secrets deck, the red-based ones, or Mono Black, where I think traditional sweepers like Toxic Deluge, they're not really great because I'm losing too many life points, then I'm down too much. And against Affinity, it's also often the case that when there's turn 3, especially on the draw, I'm really, really low. So I'm still on Path of Peril right now. So that's all for the deck tech, but I think for the next time I will try to get a second consign back in against, for example, Eldrazi. But yeah, I enjoy the matches. It's recorded from my laptop, so again, the microphone quality isn't the best, but I hope you still enjoy it. And I'm looking forward to your comments, and now enjoy the match.
Hello everyone, we are playing in the Echo Cup tournament and we are playing against Bloon 28, last seen on Eldrazi, which is usually a very difficult matchup for me. For example, against Schmeckels, I lose all the time, but this hand looks okay, and at least I play 1 consign to memory today, which is probably not enough, but let's see. Oh, sorry, it was still paused here on my end, the OBS. I hope it works now. So we played Tamiyo into Strix, but unfortunately we don't have a Force of Will, but just a Force of Negation. And your opponent exiled the second Strix. I can understand that one. And we get attacked here by both creatures. And yeah, this is a difficult decision because if we block the Sword Knot Seer, we draw a card, but the Line Breaker gives everything haste. But I still also we prevent more damage if we block the line. But I still think we need to block the Sword Knot Seer here. We still get a lot of damage. We draw a card. Maybe it's a force. No, it's not a force. So we would really benefit from a Force of Will here. I mean, the problem is also that Kaito doesn't do that much, right? But it's better than nothing. I think it's still our best option to go for Kaito here and tap down the line breaker and hope the opponent maybe doesn't have a creature, but the chance of that happening isn't very high. If they have a creature, they will probably attack Kaito, so we like at least get a turn, right? The Flash Raker is also very dangerous. And the Flash Raker will probably kill Kaito, I would assume, which will at least free up some damage. But now our Kaito didn't do much, right? Is it something we can Chalice of the Void? We don't have a one drop right now, but I think there won't be much better options here. I mean, we are interested in flipping Tamiyo probably. Yeah, I think this is all right. But I don't really see us winning this game. If we were on the play, maybe, but on the draw, I think it's going to be very difficult. We could get rid of the spawn token. And we cannot crack the clue here. But they already have 5 mana. I'm not sure. I think it's better. I think we need the Bowmaster token here to dissuade them from attacking, or at least to soak up some damage, right? There's Cavern of Souls. I mean, this is a really relentless attack, and even if the line breakers tap, they still get haste, right? So it's possible we just die on this turn, or we get so low that we cannot stabilize. So this seems like this could be a pretty quick game loss here. In the sideboards, also not great. Our board wife of choice is Path of Peril, which isn't really helpful. Dampening Sphere could do something, but it's not great. And I mean, your opponent's also at 7 from using both Ancient Tombs, so maybe we could set up some reverse kill, but I mean, this is not very likely here. Okay, what's the opponent doing? Okay. Cavern on Eldrazi, but they don't seem to have another creature. They know we have the Bowmaster, right? Strix, Kaito. Yeah. Okay, are we going to get attacked here? Yes. I think I'm going to do a double block here because it's possible that your opponent has Kolagan's command. So I'm going to assign damage here to the Flash Raker, and I'm still going to double block. So even if there's a Kolagan's command, We still kill the Fleshraker. Okay, opponent is tapping Ancient Tombs, going down to 3 life. Can we set up some miracle kill here? There's the Kozilek's command. Are we dead? How much damage are we getting here? So there is indeed the Kolaghan's command. The problem is we already lost 2 of our 3 Kaitos. If we just force pitched the Tamiyo instead, we could have set up a win here probably. But now block here. Do we block with Tamiyo? I think otherwise we take 4 damage, go down to 2. I think it's our only chance that we draw another Kaito, right? Ah, this didn't have haste. Why didn't it have haste? Trample. I don't know. I thought it gets trample from this one. Ah, it just gets haste and plus X. Ah, all right. I thought it gets trample. This one has trample, but the others don't get trample. Okay. So we still Murktide, if he can come back somehow in this game, I think Murktide is one of the ways, right? But the problem, and we do get a lot of blockers. The Murktide is not really large. Do we want to crack a clue first? Maybe. No, Thoughtseize is probably not going to do it. Okay, let's see if we can survive this turn. So if the opponent has, I mean, the opponent can also not use the ancient tombs a lot, right? But they have a lot of spawn tokens. They go down to 1. Okay, interesting. They take the Tamiyo probably. Now it has trample, right? So we can prevent 7 damage, go down to 2 life. This is really problematic here. But we don't have a choice. If we just block with the Murktide Regent, then we are at -2. Yeah, this is unfortunate. The hymn to Tourach is probably not going to do it, but I think it's better than nothing. Do we go down to 1 life and crack the clue? I think no, because I don't know what I could draw here that would help in this situation. Formidable Speaker, okay. Why is there a Formidable Speaker in the deck? We are forced to block, unfortunately. And I think I go down to no. The problem is if I draw a fatal push, I cannot use it. So, okay, let's see. There's the fatal push. So let's get rid of the Eye of Ugin. Do they have enough mana? No. Now we draw a card. Is it a Murktide maybe? No, it's a fetch land which we cannot use. Yeah, this is unfortunate. We are requiring our opponent to whiff here. Eye of Ugin, okay. Let's waste the Eye of Ugin. Can they use it now by sacrificing all the spawn tokens? They decide against it. Okay, come on, I just need Orcish Bowmasters or something. Okay, this is really unfortunate here. I think the opponent can just sack all the spawn tokens, right? And I don't know why they don't do it, right? Just sack all your things. Search your library for an Eldrazi. Kolagan's command, okay. But I don't understand why they don't use the Eye of Ugin. 6 tokens, and I'm sure they found something. If I don't find, is it something with haste, then I'm dead. No, okay. Non-land card, okay. Come on. Okay. Ponder, there's a chance. Come on, deck. You can do it. No, this is not it. This is not a Bowmaster. Okay, I mean, I don't really have a choice, do I? Oh my God. Push. Can I find something? Come on, give me Bowmaster. Okay. Tamiyo is not nothing, technically, but I mean, the opponent went for a Scry, right? So, how did it work? I think there will just be creatures all the time. What is it? It's the line breaker, and I'm dead. So close. We just needed to find a Bowmaster here. Yep. Yep. Close thing. Really close. We want the dampening sphere, and I'm not sure about Path to Peril. I think it's not good enough. Edict. Voidwalker maybe. Chalice removal or chalice counter stuff. Let's take out the Daze and the Bowmasters. And I think it's Thoughtseize. Barrowgoyf. We take out one more Thoughtseize. I hope it did register it, but I think no. Yeah, the Barrowgoyf is in the board. This is really unfortunate. It somehow didn't register. Okay, but this time we have Force of Will instead of Force of Negation. Do we go Wasteland Proof? I think no, in case you draw a Brainstorm. And if the opponent Wastelands me here directly, could be relatively neutral, okay? I think I'm going to go for the hymn here. The hymn can also potentially hit a wasteland, right? If the opponent still has a wasteland after the hymn, could be a problem. But I think a turn 2 hymn on a play is potentially strong. But this is definitely a sideboarding mistake here, not taking the Barrowgoyf. Okay, we need a land here very urgently. Because if we get wastelanded, we're just completely out of the game. And we want to bring in the Kaito. Yeah, this is really problematic. I mean, we do have double force, but if the opponent has cavern, we're in a lot of trouble. I think we use, what's our force pitch? Brazen, probably. Okay, force pitch Brazen. Because I think it's possible that we have to use a second Kaito. Undercity Sewers. I think it's better to crack the clue here, because maybe we find untapped mana, right? No, we don't. It's a very precarious position. Push. Push is strong, but I think I'm still so weak against Wasteland. And I already have one removal spell that I think it's actually better to dig for lands in the situation here. Uncounterable sword knots here. Yeah, now I'm glad I took both Kaitos. The only problem is now I didn't keep the push, right? But I can just tap down the sword knots here. Maybe the opponent takes the force. I mean, it's all good cards, right? I just need to get my Kaito into play as quickly as humanly possible. Edict is taken, yeah. And I think actually land is still the best I can find here. Maybe Kaito is not that great. No, I think it's better to go for Kaito. You know, this means Tamiyo is gone. And I have to tap it down here. If my Kaito is still alive next turn, then I can hopefully do something, right? And I just hope the opponent doesn't have haste with the haste guy. And I really need to find something like Wasteland. There's the line breaker. So my Kaito is always not really great here, I have to say. That's really unfortunate. Just comes in, taps something temporarily, and goes out. And just me not having lands here is just a big problem. Giant, white giant. Is it? This is a. It's not a giant. Okay, it's an elf druid. I think I'm just going to force it here. And I think Tamiyo is a bit slow now. And I just need lands. Come on, deck, last. Okay, this is good. Let's start with Baleful Strix. And I think we go for the Thoughtseize, hope it's not a land. All right. Let's hope the opponent doesn't top deck a creature, but like a Lotus Petal or something would be good. They can create a shapeshifter creature token. Okay, are they going to attack? Probably. Yeah, I think it makes sense. It's dealing 4 damage here. This was a mistake. I already went for my fetch land. And I'm not sure. I think I just go for the Kaito here and tap down the creature. Still a weak play, but I just have to hope the opponent doesn't have a flash creature. A lot of hoping involved here. Okay, here's the formidable speaker. Yeah. Is the opponent going to discard a card? Yes. Okay, what are they going to take? Eldrazi Linebreaker. They can play it now. Okay, this is a problem. Every time I go for Kaito, they somehow find the Linebreaker immediately to punish it. This is really problematic here, that I can never get any use out of the Kaito. So this looks really difficult. Maybe the Ponder finds a Barrowgoyf or something. Tamiyo, how much damage do I get? This one doesn't untap, and I get 3 from the trigger, 5 from the creatures. So it's 8, but I mean, I can at least tap 2 and then flip Tamiyo and get back push. Is this enough? Also can only, I mean, I could also consign the trigger. How good is the island? I think the island isn't great. I mean, Tamiyo at least can block, right? I think it's okay. But I can flip Tamiyo immediately, right? Let's do that. I mean, she will just die probably, but at least it's a lot of what if I just consign the trigger? Then it's just 3 damage, right? And Tamiyo is alive. I draw into the Force of Negation. I think because of Cavern, it's worth it here to consign the trigger. Opponent can untap another permanent. I think they forgot that they can use the formidable speaker. But then this is tapped, yeah. But still, I think we both made a mistake. I didn't think about that, and I think they didn't think about it as well. because they could have used it to untap the Sword Knot Seer here. All right. There's an unknown card on top of our deck, right? A push. This is good. I think we push. Hmm. Do we push this one or do we push the haste guy? I mean, we had this problem a lot of time before. If we push this one, we don't draw a card. And this is 6. This is 4 damage. Can kill Tamiyo. Just this one. But if I kill this one, I don't know. What if I, for example, draw into a Murktide right now? And the haste is just so dangerous, but I think I need to draw a card. Okay. It's not really helpful. I think this is also not really helpful. But at least maybe Tamiyo is a bit of a sponge. So they can play around Snuff Out by attacking with both. No, no, they don't play around Snuff Out. Okay, makes sense. And I have to not forget that I have a damping sphere, but it doesn't really do much. Caracas, okay. I think I'm probably dead here because I cannot counter an Eldrazi. I get hit for 7 at least. And if it's a creature, I'm just dead, right? But it's another cavern. So I really need Barrowgoyf here. I know it's 6. Okay. But I mean, I'm still. Tamiyo is not it. I'm just dead, right? Because I'm at 2 and I don't have a clue. GG. They can just bounce it, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, fun match. Yeah. Okay. Concede. Okay, hi, you two. So we are probably playing against Painter. So I think we start like this, where the black cards are usually good, but Bowmaster depends a bit on if they play the 1 toughness Goblin Welder or not. Otherwise, Bowmaster doesn't really do that much, right? But this could still be Painter, Arid Mesa, but I'm not sure. So I'm not sure because I think they usually don't play Arid Mesa and Painter. But I still think I'm going for the Surveil land here. They don't usually play Blood Moon in the main board, right? Even if it is Painter, it could also be some energy deck. I think Wasteland is not bad. It's another land, and it can stop their mana development. But for now, I want to start with him. Maybe I get more information about their deck, hopefully. Let's see what it is. Yeah, this sounds looks really Painter-like indeed. Sewer Valiant Scam. When it enters or leaves the battlefield, you may tap or untap target creature. Is it Painter? All right. So it's probably not that bad for them to have this in the graveyard, right? Because if they play a Goblin Engineer, they can maybe, or Goblin Welder, they can maybe weld it in or out. But let's see. We can kill a Goblin Welder, but not a Goblin Engineer. Ancient Tomb is hopefully not a Blood Moon. Goblin Engineer, okay. And they put an artifact in the graveyard. What do we want to use here? The Wasteland on. Maybe if we remove the red mana, maybe they cannot use the Engineer. Legion Extruder, I have no idea what this does. 2 damage, okay. Alright, so we probably... I think the best way here is to get rid of one of the lands. Maybe the one that makes red mana. And maybe we can strand them on colored mana, hopefully. Or they don't have blue and they don't have red. If they attack, we can kill the engineer with Bowmasters. But the problem is, if they play an artifact, we probably have to force it. So we lose our Kaito. Okay, do we get attacked here? We don't. So I think it makes sense to play the Bowmasters. And then we attack with both. And I mean, if they block, we lose one of the creatures, but I think that's worth it. This kind of, okay, they don't block because we could have a second Bowmaster, right? I think we play around Blood Moon a little bit now. And do they draw cards? This one draws cards. Yeah, I think they have a few things that draw cards, so maybe we get rid of the token here. They might also have like Fable or something. And they can attack Kaito for 1. Okay, do we want those cards? I think next turn we want to go for Murktide and Tamiyo to finish the game, I think. So maybe Baleful Strix is a good pitch card here for the Force. And how dangerous is it if the opponent gets to use Goblin Engineer? There's no fetchable artifact land, right? Lightning Bolt onto Bowmasters. Okay, this is really interesting. I think I don't want to counter this. I mean, they could have a Brainstorm or something, but I don't really think that the Bowmaster is that important, actually. This one deals 2 damage. Melded Moxide. If it enters, okay, this is maybe this is kind of the combo, right? This comes into play. They discard a card, draw 2 cards. They weld this in for this cam. The cam untaps the Goblin Engineer. But this costs mana, right? I still think I have to force it here. Just so they cannot use the Engineer at this point. Okay. So should I have Force of Will uh, the Lightning Bolt after all? I think no. And discard, all right. They are at 9. I think I start by attacking. Maybe I just tap down the engineer here. Opponent is at 6. Then they cannot go for any kind of combo, right? Then I can go for... maybe I should have exiled a bit differently. But in any case, if the opponent uses the Ancient Tomb there at 4 and that on board to Murktide or Kaito. So, but I mean, if they can combo off somehow. Bolt on Kaito, all right. This is still... There's a Welder. Okay, does this mean we lose? Probably, right? Because I think this is the combo. And the Murktide isn't big enough. Maybe we find something with the clue crack. Ponder is probably not going to do it. Hmm. I mean, the only card that saves us here is probably Snuff Out, right? If we take the land, we cannot play the push. I mean, it's a chance of 1 to 43. Wow, okay. We got lucky in the extreme here. Goblin Welder. This was, yeah, like less than 2% chance, right? 1 in 50 would be 2%. Okay, can the opponent still do something? They have 2 cards in hand. They cannot use. Wow. All right, now how do we sideboard against this deck? So on the draw, probably don't want to Daze. So usually I would board out against Painter the blue cards and bring in the black cards. But blue-red Painter, I'm not sure. Also, Bowmasters are usually bought out, but because they bolted the Bowmasters and their combo does seem to involve drawing lots of cards. I think I want the Consign and the Blue Blasts are like the easy bring-ins. I mean, Force of Negation, they usually don't play Chalice, right? So I'm not sure how good Strix is. It's probably not great. So they usually don't play Chalice because they play 1-drops and they usually don't play Uh, what do they play in this deck? Let's look at it. All right, so they usually probably bring in like Needle, Flute, Void Mirror, Blood Moon, Leyline, Fury, something of that stuff. I have no idea actually. Maybe they bought out the Welder, maybe they don't. Okay, I need to make a decision quickly. I think I want the Barrowgoyf and this one, and maybe I take out the Strixen and bring in the Edict. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, this was a bit not too much time. So I brought out one Bowmaster. Maybe the Sphere is good because no, their combo doesn't involve casting, right? But I guess at the end of the combo, no, then they have 2 damage. I don't know. Maybe I want the Path of Peril against all the creatures. I think we keep it because we have creature removal. It's not a great hand, but if they like spew out their hand into some creature, Velda, yeah, exactly. So they don't have an artifact in the graveyard, so we could theoretically play Tamiyo and hope nothing bad happens. But I think because they have like 7 or 8 red blasts in the deck, I think the chance of Tamiyo surviving are slim anyways. Yep, there's the melded Moxide, so this is a reason to have a Bowmaster around. Grindstone, okay. So they are going for the Painter combo here. I think we start by Thoughtseizing, and then we have to increase the tempo. I mean, let's take the red elemental blast. And we know that they can get rid of Tamiyo anyways, but this means they no, this doesn't mean but then they cannot create a clue token, right? So I think it's okay. That's also one less pyroblast they have for my Murktide. And if I want to race, I have to hurry up here. And I think drawing lands would be good. And I mean, the opponent can grab Grindstone with the Saga, but maybe they take a skateboard or something. Are they going to Pyroblast here? I mean, they can also just sacrifice the petal, right? To create a clue token. But at least this means the constructs are one smaller, right? I think this is okay. If I go for, does it make sense here? But because of the Moxide, they will create a 2/2 token. How high is the chance they go for the combo next turn? But they need Painter's Servant, and they have a low chance of having Painter's Servant, right? I think I'm just going to race here. I think this makes sense in this spot. Undercity Sewers. And I need to put the Ponder into the graveyard. And I have a, is it a 6/6 Merc? So it's probably a 3-turn clock. Are they going to sacrifice the Lotus Petal. Is the unknown card Pyroblast? Is another question, right? Looks like sacking the petal here. Okay. Yep. Construct number one. Then they can have another construct. Then it's a 3/3. Then they get a skateboard, block the Murktide. Then they have 4/4. Do they have? They can play another Saga to equip the skateboard. And skateboard gives +1, right? So it's like 9 damage. I go down to 8. Yeah, I can press 6 here. Play the Saga, and then the race is on. Yeah, this is strong. But I think between having the Borrower and the Bowmaster, or is the Bowmaster even important? I think the Bowmaster does almost nothing here. I think I just want to bounce. I think I'm just going to attack here. And I think I'm also going to bounce now that they don't have access to Red Blast unless they have Spirit Guide. So let's bounce the bigger one. And I'm going to pass here. Problem is because of the skateboard, if they have a land, then they can equip the skateboard to the new one. And then I push the new one. And then I get hit for 3. I go down to 5. I attack them to 6. And then they have another construct token. Yeah, equip. Okay. Why is the opponent not creating a token here? I should probably think for longer about it, but because I'm at 8 life and they play Lightning Bolt, I think I don't really have a choice. All right, this is the answer. They found the push. They found the red blast. Let's go for the ponder. Okay, I think Kaito next turn is really strong. So let's play Tamiyo. And I also have to not forget about the Brazen. All right. Problem is now they have another one which I need to. Nah, I don't need to jump block right away, right? What are they going to get? Maybe a grindstone? They could grind away my Kaito. Mox Opal, alright. They have 4 artifacts. And they're at 12, so I think I'm just going to jump here using the token. And I can jump with the Bowmasters, or I just tap it down, right? Yeah. I don't even know how important it is to tap down the construct if I can just jump block. And I just replay Kaito, right? So this is, yeah, I think this makes more sense. I need cards here. I don't really value the Bowmaster that much right now. This doesn't really do that much. And yeah, Thoughtseize, Force of Will. Yeah, actually, I think those are good cards. So maybe I don't play out Tamiyo right now because I already have a way of card advantage here. And I just have to make sure I don't die. Oh, all right. So the opponent has Painter's Servant, but only 3 mana. So I think the Painter's Servant. So Painter's Servant, I mean, they do have the grindstone in the yard. They can sacrifice the Moxite. They can bolt. They can bolt the Bowmasters and kill Kaito. So uh, they can also play Painter, naming red, like draw a land, Fury pitching the land, and bolt. I think it makes sense to play the bolt, to take the bolt, then they either need to draw a red card or play Painter naming red and pitch the card, but they lose multiple cards doing that. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Not completely sure. The problem is if they draw into Ancient Tomb, they can hardcast Fury. Maybe I should have just tapped down a construct. This is getting way more complicated than I thought. There's the Painter. Are they naming red now? Yeah, they're naming red. Pitch Ancient Tomb, but they could just have played Fury with the Ancient Tomb, right? Because it costs 5. Okay, because now it's evoked. Yeah. I mean, they would go to 6, but I think I still lose here because I lose Kaito now. Ah, sure, I'm at 6. Yeah, okay, yep, I'm just dead. All right, didn't think about that. Do I change anything? I think they have a lot of creatures, so Path of Peril is maybe not bad. And Dampening Sphere, not so sure. I mean, it turns of the Ancient Tombs, but not much more. Raven's Trap could be useful, but probably not. Yeah, what if I just tap down the construct? I think I make it easier. That was maybe the mistake. I think Thoughtseize is good against this deck. Maybe Brazen is not great. Path of Peril can kill constructs. I think the Edict is nice. Let's try this. This doesn't have a colored mana source. This doesn't have a colored mana source. So we need to go to 5. This is really unfortunate. Otherwise, it's a good hand. Maybe like this. Hope Tamiyo survives, which is not very likely. I mean, you could also start off with a turn 1 Thoughtseize. Maybe this would have been better. But trading 1 for 1 isn't really good if you are on a mulligan to 5. We're 3 cards down. One turn later, I would have had the Force available, right? So I think the chance is really low that Tamiyo survives. With bolts and blasts. Great Furnace. Okay, opponent passes the turn. So I think I'm going to start with sword seizing here. Or maybe I'm attacking first. Seems like the opponent doesn't have something. No bolt, no blast, no one drop. But I'm sword seizing to make sure. And if there's a red blast in response, okay, there is a red blast. This is interesting. There is a red blast. I think we just take the red blast, flip Tamiyo, and hope we can win quickly, right? It's risky because the opponent can go for Painter, use the Saga to get the combo. This one deals 2 damage, but otherwise isn't great. Can we rebuy something important? But yeah, I think we just have to hope here that we draw into something useful next turn. I don't think there is much use in doing otherwise. And consign Barrowgoyf is also not that bad. Right, next turn they probably go for the Saga into Engineer, which we probably have to force. How good is the second Tamiyo? The second Tamiyo is nice, but I think it's more important. Consign can also counter the trigger from Urza Saga. Maybe that's better. All right. And we could theoretically, let's see what they are doing here anyways. I mean, if they play the Painter, then they can win at any time if they just get the Saga to 3, right? And Legion Extruder, I think this is the least threatening card here. 2 damage to any target. I think this is all right. Yeah. I think the Servant or the Engineer would have been more threatening, to be honest. And we know the top card is Barrowgoyf. So I'm not playing the Tamiyo here. Are we going to consign? I think I cannot beat the tokens alone. I think the tokens just will beat me down here. So I think I'm just going to consign the trigger here. The next turn we draw the Barrowgoyf. Now we can force one thing. And I mean, the problem is they have kind of two must counters, the Painter Servant and the Goblin Engineer. So yeah, I think we have to force this one. I mean, this means you're kind of dead to Painter into Grindstone. But what if we just downtick Tamiyo and get the consign to memory back? Yeah, I think that's kind of our only out here in this situation. So now we can choose between countering the Urza Saga trigger. So the question is, how dangerous is the Painter Servant if they don't have a Grindstone? On the other hand, how dangerous is the Grindstone? I think they can get a Pithing Needle. I think our only win condition right now is the Tamiyo. So I think we have to consign the trigger. So now can they get a hasty Painter with this strange land here? Does it another? Yeah, just I don't know. This deck feels so clunky today. We're always too slow. We're in the same predicament, just like a bit later, right? All right, I think this is good. And I think, I mean, we could go for the Barrowgoyf and give them a single token. How good would that be? They have 2 artifacts. Okay, I think the Barrowgoyf is better than the token, to be honest. I think I'm going to gamble again, because if they draw a red blast, then the Barrowgoyf doesn't. But the red, everything is black, right? So I think they will have a big problem getting rid of this Barrowgoyf right now. But we do have to kill the Urza Saga next turn, because otherwise they just get the combo piece the grindstone and win. I mean, at any point they just need to draw the grindstone and they win, right? We have to hope to get lucky. Next turn, do we downtick Tamiyo? Or not? I think we uptick Tamiyo, I think. But let's attack first, probably. But the problem is, what is it? Fury only does 4 damage. I mean, it is a problem for us. Yeah, because our Tamiyo is dead. And this also, but at least now there's the Force 1 turn too late. So can we get the Barrowgoyf to a 6/7 somehow at instant speed? What do we have for types? We have no time. We have instant sorcery, land, creature, enchantment. We have no artifact. If we somehow kill an artifact creature, okay, let's crack the clue token. Kaito, all right. Do we offer a trade of Barrowgoyf against Fury? I think no. I think this is not good. Because as soon as we somehow, but I mean, how if you just force of will any random artifact, preferably something strong. Yeah, we have to force the grindstone anyways, right? And their hand is Arena of Glory. Otherwise, we just lose on the spot. So this makes our Barrowgoyf a 6/7 here. And now they cannot attack. I mean, they can theoretically double block the Barrowgoyf with Fury and Painter's Servant. And they are probably not in that much of a bad spot, actually. But let's see what the opponent is doing. Could I make Barrowgoyf bigger? Theoretically, I could do it, right? But okay, opponent is just creating. Wait, what? Sacrifice another artifact. Okay, am I dead? No, this is just 9 damage, right? I hope I'm not dead. I thought you have to sacrifice the Legion Extruder. Okay. So does this mean I can never attack? Because they can always sacrifice, right? This is very problematic here. I just need like... Now they probably get 2 very good cards. Because if I attack, they can do the same thing again, right? And I miss out on the lifelink. All right. Do I take a push or something? I think another Barrowgoyf is really strong here. The problem is I only have 5 minutes and they can do this infinite, right? So I don't know how I actually win here. Because if I attack, they will just sacrifice this one and create a token. This is so annoying. And I cannot get rid of this Legion Extruder. I mean, next turn I can attack with both creatures and I should get lifelink from one of them, right? What if they attack me with everything? Mox Opal, this is another potential golem token, right? Painter, okay. It's another potential golem token. I do still have the board wipe in the deck, right? Does it make sense to attack here? If I attack here, one of them I get 6 life and go to 13. This is 6 and 9, 15. So I'm dead. This is really annoying with this extruder. I don't know how to beat the extruder. I just have to hope I draw my one Path of Peril. I should probably have brought in both Path of Perils. I only have 4 minutes. This is so annoying. I don't have Nylrod in my deck. Opponent is drawing towards potentially good cards. I just don't know how to get out of this situation here. Agatha Saw Cauldron. Now they can even shrink my Barrowgoyfs by taking out the Thoughtseize potentially. So maybe I have to attack. Can I find my board wipe? Okay, push, fatal push. Does this help? I don't know. I think I just need to attack here because I don't have time. But this probably means I'm dead on the backswing, right? Golem token, golem token. Yeah, exiling the engineer, okay. This one now can, this one can now weld out stuff, right? Oh my God. Uh, can I stop it by killing it? No, I think I'm just dead exactly at this moment. No, I'm not dead yet. But the problem is I have to get rid of the painter servant, right? Um, Also, they can just weld the painter servant back in. But they just killed me by attacking, right? Now I have to push it, and then I die to the painter combo. This is so annoying. The Legion extruder. I go down to 1, and then I just get grinded out. But this is game. No, it's game 3. Yeah, GG. All right, now we play against Demmers, who was last seen on Blue-Black Tempo. So finally an even matchup, but I mean, it's very difficult to come back from a 0-2 start. But I have done it in the past. Sometimes you have good breakouts, right? But it's only 5 rounds. Mishra's Bauble, yeah. This looks like blue-red tempo, but could be blue-black tempo still. So we don't know for sure what it is, right? Now we know it, okay? So it's probably blue-red tempo. So it was shuffle draw, so they didn't like the card, okay? Let's go for a ponder here. We could go for Tamiyo, but we lose the game probably to a wasteland. So I think we go for a ponder shuffle here. And we miss. Opponent goes for a brainstorm. Hopefully doesn't identify our weakness here, but our hand is super clunky. So if we don't draw a land next turn or a cantrip, we are in big trouble. There is the wasteland and we probably lose instantly. There's the Dragon's Rage Channeler, Force of Will. I mean, maybe we can try one more turn. Discard. I think we don't need 2 Murktide Regents. Yeah. Let's discard Thoughtseize maybe. So we can still force. Yeah, that Ponder Shuffle. I don't think we want to force that. I mean, at least we don't get a lot of damage in. Let's. And we can still force a Murktide. And still only one. We want to force a lot of stuff. We want to force Murktide. We want to force Cutter. Yeah, let's force here. I think pre-board the Kaito. It's maybe okay. Let them surveil first. No. And I think I'd rather go for the Tamiyo Brainstorm. Okay, now it's probably kind of over here. Okay. Bit too late. If he like could have countered the Murktide, maybe there was a small chance. Interesting. Did they surveil away Daze? I think Daze is really strong for them in this spot. So let's attack. Let's see if our Brainstorm resolves. I mean, it's still probably too late. Never get to him here. I mean, even if they have nothing, they can just always attack us and win, right? Attack twice with the Murktide alone. So this will be Delirium, instant sorcery artifact. Ah, no land, okay. No shuffle. No, this is 6 damage. Alright, unfortunate. So how do we sideboard? I think we are interested in a Path of Peril here. We haven't seen if it's Delver or what's out are the Force pitch cards? Force and Brainstorm. So we don't really know. Let's bring in Edict, Bowmaster, Barrowgoyf, and I think this one and this one and that one. Let's try 2 Path of Perils and we bring out Daze, but maybe we don't have enough stuff to bring out here. Daze Force, Shortreef. Let's try it. I think on the play, I mean, Daze is also better on the play, right? So maybe Path of Peril is more on a draw card. Okay, I think we just start with Tamiyo, try to put them on the back foot here. If they have to bolt here, we can follow up with Strix. This is okay. And I think I want to keep the opponent down here, actually, because I generate clues, right? So I think it makes sense to play like this. You know, this means our black cards will have to wait a bit. And we don't have Daze, but I still think Wastelanding on the play here is okay. And Brainstorm Hydroblast is excellent next turn. Yep. All right. If the opponent goes for Bauble, no, it's a Ponder, so Tamiyo will get one more clue. And I think we just go for the. I could get more clues. No, I think the Strix is okay to reload. I think the Strix right now doesn't do that much. Do we play into Daze with the Brainstorm? Because we could find a wasteland. I think no. I think that because of the Tamiyo, the Brainstorm is too important here. All right. What do we want to shuffle away? I think the Brazen is a bit weak here. Maybe we put back the Undercity Sewers? No. The Voidwalker. These are all excellent cards. Maybe we don't get rid of anything. The Brazen is an answer to Murktide, but Edict is an answer to Murktide as well. This is all just good cards. You just want to play lands, so right? So maybe Hymn is a bit slow, but right now there isn't much going on. Yeah, so maybe I'm doing this because I just want to draw lands. I don't want to be too clunky here. Okay, there's a Daze, but I think this is okay for me because this means that your opponent has 2 less lands than we do, right? And they have 3 card types. So with a Bauble, they could get to Delirium. Bold, okay. So there's a chance they kill Tamiyo right now. Daze. Okay, Tamiyo survives. I think we start with the Sewers. Murktide is really good. I mean, I said we wanted lands, right? And they probably have Red Blast, but probably not now. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, if we get Wastelanded twice, we just lose the game. So this may sound stupid, but I actually think not having lands is our only way we can lose here. So I'm just going to draw cards. All right, and I think as long as we just play lands and eventually draw through our clues, maybe we find time to get the hymn going, we should set up some nice exchanges. Another Daze, there are 3 Dazes in the graveyard. Does this mean the opponent doesn't have any more Dazes in the deck, or is there one in hand? But I think it means we don't play around Daze. They also didn't Daze the Baleful Strix, so I assume they don't have a Daze. I mean, they just need a bauble, right? And if they get Delirium, I think I will just go for a block. There's the bauble. Okay, they didn't want to attack into the Strix. Interesting. All right. So at some point they will find a Red Blast and Red Blast Tamiyo, but I can Blue Blast the Red Blast, right? And I just want to play it as a control deck, so I just want to keep making my land drops. But I'm going to start with him. So maybe I should have started by upticking. It's Grixis. Okay. I think this is the first time I saw the Black Splash. And Delver of Secrets. Okay. So I think I'm going to be greedy and ponder for a land. Yeah. Force of Negation. I should have boarded out. This was a mistake. And it doesn't seem like they have Daze. Maybe I don't even care about the Dragon's Rage channeler right now. I mean, it does filter through the deck, but they only have a few cards in hand, right? Yeah, I think I'm going to pass here actually because I'm more interested in like countering like a Molten Collapse, which will really game breaking against me here. Now that I see there are Grixis. And I mean, the Doughty Voidwalker would have been good here, but let's see. And if Tamiyo survives, I'm going to just rebuy the hymn if they don't empty their hand here. So the Molten Collapse, this would be really strong if I cannot counter it. Yep, there's the Molten Collapse, which we identified as the card that breaks the game open here. So let's counter the Molten Collapse and hope they don't have Force or the last Daze. Okay, I'm really happy with my play here. Illegal attack. I don't know what's the illegal attack here. All right. Ah, they have to attack. And I just think I block here. So now I think, I mean, I could go for the ultimate, but because I don't have the blue blast anymore, I think the safest way is to just, because I have so much card advantage, I'm just going to him to Tourach the opponent. Flooded Strand and Dragon Switch Channeler. And now I can just crack a clue finally and have the useless Force of Negation. I mean, it's not completely useless, right? If there's another Molten Collapse or something. I could also just force it pitching the Borrower, because why not? Because then they don't have anything. And I draw like 3 cards a turn anyways. Let's start with the clue token here. Kaito is good for next turn. Maybe we brainstorm. I think, I mean, they could have a black spell, but yeah, so maybe it's better. Yeah, I think I do it like this. Protect Kaito from discard spell. Uptick Tamiyo, play my own Tamiyo as a Kaito enabler, get rid of black mana so they cannot have Bowmaster. And then if they don't kill my Tamiyo creature, I can bring in Kaito. Alright, I probably just get back Force of Will here to, I don't have Force of Will, right? Maybe I just get a Hydroblast. Where is it? Here. And play this one so I don't get dazed, but I mean, they probably don't have a 4th daze, but I don't know. Okay, we bring in Kaito. And we want all the cards. I mean, Brainstorm isn't that great. Because it would, I know, but you have Tamiyo in hand. We could also have replayed Tamiyo instead of going for the clue token. Yeah, I think we should have replayed Tamiyo here. I think this is a mistake. Okay, Mechanic Island, uptick, Brainstorm first, so we don't accidentally flip our second Tamiyo. I don't know. I think Snuff Tamiyo. Maybe that's the wrong order. I don't know. I think we just need to play quickly here to not lose on time, right? So And I think this is all good cards. And we just need to take care that we have enough time for the next one. And I think the opponent will surrender shortly. There's Murktide Regent, sure. We have the Edict for that. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature. Yeah, okay. So now that we know it's Grixis, does this change much? Do you want the Thoughtseize back? We saw actual factual Delver, so I think the Path of Peril is okay. But yeah, we had the Force of Negation by accident. So do we want Thoughtseize? I think against Delver we wanted Daze. That's a bit strange maybe that I didn't have the Daze on the play. Now I have it on the draw. But I think I'm going to try it like this. Opponent's probably wondering why I do have the Red Blast here, the Force of Negation. This is acceptable. I mean, if there's Delver, we are a bit behind to like the usual Delver Daze Wasteland stuff, right? But what can we do? Not much. I think I'm going to start with basic Island Blue Blast, even though the rest of our hand doesn't really play nicely with that. Like at some point we expose ourselves to Wasteland. Okay, there's a Daze. Ours, yeah, no. But I mean, they don't want Orcish Bowmasters. Interesting. Why do they not want Orcish Bowmasters? I think that indicates to me that they don't have mana, to be honest. Now, because I'm up on lands, I could go for my own Orcish Bowmasters, hoping they don't have another Daze. I think this is a reasonable assumption that they might not have a second Daze. And if it works, it's a total blowout. And they still only have 3 card types, right? I mean, they could have a cantrip in hand and use it to find another land. So, but we could have wastelanded them. But yeah, the gamble would not have paid off. We would have been totally overrun. They still only have 3 card types. Sorcery is missing. All right. So now we need the path of whatever. To be honest, I think this might be a good time to start Kaitoing. You know, probably dice immediately. At least we can cantrip a bit. I think the pawn is never going to block here. Maybe we actually grab the Bowmaster so we can kill the creature, but no, I think it's better to stop them from cantripping because cantrips are very strong with double Dragon Rage. And I'm just going to surveil. Brainstorm is very good, and the second Kaito is a bit greedy, probably. I have 3 creatures. Usually I would take the second Kaito, but I think uh, against 3 1-drops, it's not really a good idea. I just want to find my Pyroblast. Yeah, Wasteland. I mean, the Pyroblast probably enables Delirium, right? I'm going to not bluff having force here. Because, but I mean, with 12 minutes, we just need to board wipe really quickly here. Or like lots of single target remove. They didn't have Delirium, okay. Another Delver. Okay, another Bowmasters, and they have no cards in hand. I think we just brainstorm here. We know there's the path of peril. Okay, we just need to survive a single turn into path of peril. How do we survive a single turn? Maybe we actually kill the Delver, because if they find a cantrip, they don't want to play it, right? So, what if they draw Wasteland? So we want, I think Hymn to Tourach is too late. And I'm not sure about the Sewers. Maybe Sewers is okay. So we play it like this. Play Bowmaster and kill the Delver actually. And then we just have to hope. I mean, we also lose all our creatures to the Path of Peril, but I think it's still worth it. We just lose 2 creatures to 3. And your opponent could have a cantrip, right? So, do we attack first? What if they cannot if they have a spell pierce and we attack, we are in a problematic spot. We also wasteland, right? Okay, let's just attack here. I think the probability of them having wasteland is really low. Okay, now does the opponent have a spell? Let's see. Didn't expect the opponent to take the trade, to be honest. Now, let's go for that one first. And I played the fetch land this turn, right? I forgot what the last card of the Brainstorm, or is it already the card again? I think I'm just going to push now. It's a Brainstorm. But I mean, opponent cannot Brainstorm into Force plus blue card, right? I didn't really expect them to take the trade here, but okay, with the Brainstorm, maybe it makes some kind of sense. What are the cards on top? Do we still know them? That's really important now with the Brainstorm. Don't draw into a bad card. Was it another land? I really don't remember. I guess I will just, I don't know. Maybe we already went through the cards. opponent will know our top card here. Ah, the Hymn to Tourach. All right, let's hope the last card isn't something the opponent can just fire off right now. It's a Daze, okay. Now we need to find a threat, okay. This is definitely a threat. Opponent has 2 cards available. So, I mean, if they have a red blast, they have it. But I don't think it makes sense to not just go for the full amount. Switch 7/7 here. Wasteland. Oh, unfortunately, we cannot increase the size here. So I'm not sure how good it is to just have a 3/3, to be honest. I think it's enough because it's dead, putting the opponent dead on board. So let's just play around a single Daze here. I'm sure they can bolt it, but they need to handle the other cards as well. So we do really well here with the Murktides. Phew. Okay. All right. No time for breaks today here. Back to back to back matches. So we are now, what we are now, 1 and 3, right? Round 4 against Flodope, probably also playing Tempo. I think they usually play Izzet or Dimir. So our hand here is very colored mana hungry. Unfortunately, we only have a single land and we have a Hymn to Tourach we want to cast. There's a Storm Chaser's Talent. I think I'm not going to counter that. I think I can hopefully uh, neutralize that with Tamiyo. So I think, I mean, I really want to go for the Hymn to Tourach. Maybe I'm playing into Wasteland here a little bit, especially because the other land is in Undercity Sewers, right? So let's hope we don't get Wastelanded. If we do get Wastelanded, then I mean, we don't have another 1-drop anyways, right? So it doesn't probably change the situation for next turn anyways. So there's already a Brainstorm, so the Otter token will attack for 2. I think I will force, if I have to uh, protect Tamiyo from a push, but I don't have a Brainstorm. And I'm not sure, I mean, protecting the Barrowgoyf also makes sense. I haven't decided yet. I mean, it's blue-red, so there won't be a push, it will be a bolt, right? All right, there's the bauble. We don't want to force the bauble. Also, I mean, our pitch cards are very high quality here. So that's also a bit difficult to go for the pitch. Boomerang basics. Boomerang basics on the Mishra's bauble. Yeah, sure, why not? Don't really care that much about it. I mean, we do get a lot of damage in, but if we can live until Barrowgoyf, so maybe I should have force the Storm Chaser's talent, but okay, we can go for the hymn. I think the hymn is strong because not only is it good in such a grindy matchup, also every cantrip I take makes the otter weaker, right? And I think I'm actually going to force the Daze here. And the Kaito is really, really good. Fortunately, now I give the opponent information that I have multiple blue cards. I think I'd rather have this tricks, to be honest, against this deck, because there might be cutter tokens. Okay, Ponder and Flooded Strand. And now the play draw has reversed a bit, right? I mean, this was kind of a 2-for-2 exchange. No, 3-4-3, right? The opponent lost the Daze and the Ponder and the Flooded Strand, and I lost Force, Hymn, and Kaito. Yeah, there's the Steel Cutter, so I think that Kaito isn't that great in the situation. And there was the Daze, but there was no second Daze. So I will assume the opponent doesn't have more Dazes. I don't remember what the opponent knows about my hand. So now I'm really interested in casting the Barrowgoyf here. Unfortunately, I don't have Barrowgoyf mana. So I think it makes sense to just transform Tamiyo here. I have to apply to my opponent. So I think I don't need two Baleful Strixen, but I definitely want lands here. I mean, there's also an argument to be made to keep more Strixen, but I think because of the clue tokens and potential wasteland from my opponent, I think it's more important to play around the wasteland now and to make sure I have a better shot at getting the Barrowgoyf into play. I mean, its tricks will probably just trade with a monk token, but right now I'm at 8. Opponent probably has bolts, right? Yep, there's indeed the wasteland. So now I'm really happy I put away the second Strix. And the opponent didn't daze the Strix. So I think, I mean, it's possible. And I need to track the Mishra's baubles here better. Opponent knows the next card, which I don't know yet. I could go for a down tick, but I think it makes... yeah, I actually think it makes sense to go for down tick just to protect my Barrowgoyf, right? I think Barrowgoyf is just going to decide this game here. The opponent follows up with Murktide Regent. I'm in trouble. Yeah. Okay, Murktide Regent. I can not out. Yeah, Murktide. What if they have Murktide Regent in hand? That's now really important to think about. They can make a 7/7 Murk and equip it to make it 8/8 and kill me. But I'm at 8 because of the Tamiyo uptick. It's okay. So I think I would rather go all in on the Barrowgoyf here. And if they have the no, I miscalculated. Timer goes down to 2. Okay, now is the mystery card. It's a land. Now I have to uptick. Let's hope they don't have a Daze, because this would blow me out, but I mean, I don't have time. Okay. I mean, they could still have something like Unholy Heat. They have instant sorcery land artifact, right? So if they manage to find Boomerang Basics, I'm in trouble. I could downtick Tamiyo to get the force next turn, hopefully. And then Flodope does draw 3 cards with Brainstorm. So, I mean, the chance of them having a bounce spell available is quite high. However, Tamiyo is also not bad at soaking some of the damage, right? We could also go for the. What if we just go for the Hymn to Tourach, actually? Um, okay. What did they do? Brainstorm. I mean, probably the best card is hidden from that, right? But I still think it's too good here to go for the hymn, because then they are forced to show their hand, kind of. Yeah, there's the Murk. There is the Murk, and we win. Okay. So I think we want to have the Bowmaster, Edict, Voidwalker, and Barrowgoyf. We don't want the Force of Negation and the Force of Will. We do want the Blue Blasts, and we take out the Thoughtseizes. And I think we exchange Dazes for the Path of Perils as well. We can still bring in 1 Daze. Let's try it. So we have lots of strong cards against the deck, especially post board. Dampening Sphere could also put them a bit down, but it's not worth it. Can just attack us with a Murktide or something, where the Damping Sphere does nothing. So I think Bowmaster is a way better permanent to slow down their prowess stuff. But maybe that's obvious to you listeners anyways. All right, Ponder, no shuffle. Tamiyo is nice. I think I have the option to go for basics, so let's do that. And I mean, they probably have a way against Tamiyo, but at least maybe they have to make a difficult decision now. They could daze it, but this means we are ahead on lands. Snuff Out is maybe also not great against their deck, but I think it's still worth it to trade for life against the Murktide Regent. It's not red blastable, right? Another Brainstorm. So Ponder, Brainstorm, And the ponder was no shuffle. I don't know what this means. I probably have a reactive hand, right? Do we brainstorm into a potential daze? I think that's okay, because if they daze it, this means they have less dazes for the Barrowgoyf. How many lands do we want to have? I think this is like a control matchup where we want all the lands. Do we want 4 lands? I think we want 4 lands. But I mean, in the end, the cantrips also just dig for stuff, right? So maybe we also want cantrip to cantrip into Murktide. So maybe we do it like this. And we can always get even better stuff. But I'm not really sure here. So yeah, I think this is good. And again, I think because of Daze and our expensive stuff, it's okay. We want to push in hand because of Mishra's Bauble. And I mean, we can fetch for Sewers if we want, right? Ah, the opponent is Brainstorm locked. Did I just... Oh no, they just... Wait. Are they? No, no, no. They just countered the Tamiyo of the Daze, right? Yeah, that's why we are ahead. So now we could jam the Barrowgoyf into Daze, but I think we have so many lands that it doesn't make sense. Yeah. And I think we earmark the Snuff Out for the... Ah, this is 5 land. No. Yeah, we have 5 lands available. Maybe 5 lands is too much, but I mean, just one wasteland and 1 days away. So we made it specifically so this works out here. I think I'm creating a small Murktide here. Do we want the 5th land? I think we want the 5th land. I think that they have 4 cards, we have 7 cards. I don't see the risk of flooding out here, actually. And we push, they may Daze if they want. For 4 mana, they can get Daze back. Yeah, they do have the Daze. They do have the Daze. The thing is, they have to attack into Murktide anyways, right? So if they don't have a red blast, so maybe they do have a red blast, right? Because otherwise maybe they would have let the push through. Yep, there is the red blast. Again, I think slowly we're veering our opponent out of cards. But I mean, we will draw the Surveillant next turn, which could be a bit weak, right? But I still... Maybe I should have played the... I'm not sure. Okay, we play around Daze. And we try it again here. Daze checking our opponent. Could also, maybe they play Blood Moon. We could maybe get basic Swamp at some point. Okay. Now the opponent still has 4 cards. I don't know how that happened. We had 7 to 4, and now we have 2 to 4. He somehow went down 5 cards, so maybe not shuffling away the Undercity Sewers is a mistake after all, because we could now really run out of cards. We can also hardcast Snuff Out. Boomerang Basics on this one, yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, there's a Wasteland. There is a Wasteland. So I'm not sure if the opponent would have dazed last turn. I mean, they do know we have the Barrowgoyf in hand, right? So maybe it makes sense to play the Murk here for a turn. I think the Bowmasters is great. Let's go for... No, let's keep the basic island up so we can still snuff out around Daze. And if I didn't draw the Merc here, I think I would have maybe jammed the Barrowgoyf into a potential Daze, but I mean, we play around Daze the whole game, right? By keeping 5 lands. So it doesn't make sense to start it now. Do they have a spell that does 4 damage? No, it's Lightning Bolt, right? They have Lightning Bolt in hand. Do we trade an Otter against a Lightning Bolt? I think no. The Bolt means we get 5 damage, we go down to 7. Do we die next turn to another Bolt? That's the question. Maybe it's actually worth it. But I mean, they need to have exactly 2 bolts. Or 1 bolt and then 4 mana and then get it back. But I mean, they don't have infinite time, right? Yep, there's the bolt. We correctly identified. I think, I mean, I'm not super happy with my play this tournament, but what I really like is the way I predicted the opponent's cards, actually. So now we bring in the Barrowgoyf. Right, and now we can just block. Okay, so this is not even an issue. We can just attack here. I mean, opponent could have something like Cutter plus Merc. No, doesn't work. They need more mana to attack, right? So I think it also makes sense to start attacking back. And against the 5/6 Barrowgoyf, the bolt attack doesn't even work. All right. I think we are interested in Bowmastering the Otter token. I mean, they might have another spell to get it out of Bowmaster range, right? But if they don't, we have 10 damage. I think we just go for the Bowmaster here. And how could we still lose? Let's see. If they have a bolt, we go down to 4. And then they just bounce the Barrowgoyf and we attack. So maybe we don't attack with the Barrowgoyf here. Opponent taps the land for red mana. What is it? Okay. Fire magic. This is interesting. 1 damage to each creature. But it still dies, right? I think it didn't do much. So now we can just attack with Barrowgoyf. This is just 4 damage. Do they have a way to win? I think we just attack here. I don't really see. Jeez, opponent agrees. I mean, Philip killed me in spots like this, so I'm really skeptical, but all right, we are 2-2 fighting for the positive record against Philip, who I was just on the phone, who just told me on the phone that we are playing against each other. And this will be probably a more relaxed game because I don't really think we are in top 8 contention, but you never know. We both rolled a 1 and then I rolled a 5. Okay. I think this is keepable. I mean, the hymn is always a bit problematic in those tempo matches that on the draw it just feels like 100 years away because first you need to find your first black mana, then your second black mana. Then on the draw you need to kill the creatures. And maybe at that point, let's see. Okay, the opponent will know our next card and is not playing out a Delver. And Philip usually plays Grixis, right? So there is also something to be said. Brainstorm, okay. So maybe his hand is full of cantrips. So usually it's not really great to wasteland on a draw, but because he didn't play a Delver or something on turn 1, I think he has no 1-drop in hand. And also, like, because if he plays Grixis, then wastelanding him is a bit better. So I'm going to accept the risk here. And this seems to have paid off because, he doesn't want a Dragon Switch Channeler. So this is really interesting. Maybe struggling to find lands. I think I'm going to ponder for a second black source here because if we can get the hymn to Tourach going, we're in excellent shape. I also want to have the Daze available right now. And I mean, Strix is also really strong. But let's see. Let's see here. If we get wastelanded, then maybe we draw into the Strix. Yeah, we do get wastelanded. And the problem is we cannot even Daze. Do we just force this? No, we have this tricks, right? We just take 3 damage and then we play this tricks, then we protect this tricks. So this is a bit unfortunate because our mana doesn't really do anything here. So I guess we might as well play the Flooded Strand in case the situation changes in some way where we don't want to go for this tricks anymore. And then we just protect these tricks. I mean, if it's Grixis, but he didn't play Grixis at the last Dresden tournament, so maybe this is just blue-red. I think he just played Otter Cutter. Yeah, I think it was just the stock list, the stock paper list from Tubo in Dresden, where he got top 8. So if he got top 8 with it, maybe he just plays it again. But I think he wasn't super enthusiastic about the deck. So Ponder, Shuffle. Okay, Murktide in the grave. Ah, okay, Dragon's Rage Channeler in the grave to get Delirium for this Dragon's Rage Channeler. Yeah. And I don't really want to Daze here because I want to play my Strix next turn. If he has Force and Daze, this could get ugly because he has open mana and I don't. Alright, now is the time here. Can we protect our Strix? I mean, there's a Force. This is difficult because, I mean, Murktide is strong as well. But I still think, let's wait for the trigger. Actually, I don't know if I get wastelanded, so I think I will actually force pitch Murktide here. It would also, because I think the Daze could come in handy. Problem is if the opponent has a Daze now, but if there's like an end of turn, okay, there's another Force. Yeah, maybe I should have kept it for the Murk. Now the Murk would be so strong. But I mean, we didn't know the opponent would go for that, right? For double force. Double force on a Strix. And opponent only has 2 cards in hand. So if we get wasted, we are in trouble. So he probably is pondering for Wasteland now. Danke. All right. Is he pondering for a Wasteland here? But I mean, it's also risky, right? Shuffle. No Wasteland. All right. Okay. Okay, France is already through. We are still in game 1 and he's already watching. I just take the damage here. The Murktide would be so nice here. What is it? Maybe a Bolt? But I mean, if he had a Bolt, he wouldn't fight so hard against his tricks, right? Brainstorm? I think we just dazed the Brainstorm. Let's wait for the trigger. No, he dazes. But now he loses the land. Does it make sense, losing the land? He just wants the trigger, right? But now he's on 1 land. Okay. Does he have double days? No. Okay, now he lost the cutter. Not sure if that makes sense to lose your land as well. France and opponent didn't show up. So I need to get something going here, right? Otherwise, I'm dead in a few turns. And if I Thoughtseize, it's even worse. I think I'm not going to Thoughtseize actually because I have the Daze. Bolt. I think I'm going to Daze the Bolt actually. So it's good I didn't go for the Thoughtseize. think I can just wait with the Bowmaster here. I mean, problem is if he draws a Brainstorm and then responds to my Bowmaster, right? So maybe this is bad timing. It is maybe bad timing. If he responds with a Brainstorm now, of course, no, he doesn't. All right. Push, yes. All right, I think we don't really need a crazy timing. Bolt, okay. So we are dead to another bolt, okay. That's how it is. If we draw a Brainstorm, maybe I want to shuffle away the Underground Sea. If I draw a Force of Will, I just play out the Underground Sea. Scalding Tarn, okay. Kaito is really, really strong here. I just need like force blue card to lock this game down. Force blue card it is. So I mean, I could play the Ponder, but doesn't make sense because I already have what I need. Just like there's a risk. Okay, okay. Opponent could draw a bolt in my upkeep before I draw my card for the turn. There's like how many bolts left? Two? Two bolts left in 33 cards. Are you going to fetch, Philip? All right. Now we have well protected from a single bolt. Now we need protection from two bolts. What's better than protection from one bolt? Protection from two bolts. Is there the bolt now? Brainstorm, I think we let this through because this puts the opponent to two and he cannot fetch, right? Does it even matter? Yeah, I think it matters. If he cannot fetch, this means he cannot bolt this turn, so he can only bolt once. I think we take the Merc. Do we take the Merc? Because Arno, the opponent is at 2, so we cannot ponder. No, we can ponder. We draw the Merc. Does it make sense? Now we can ponder for, yeah, I think now there's only one card in hand. I think taking this doesn't make a difference. I think, I mean, this, what does it even, what does matter? If his hand has a bolt, does Wastelanding do anything? I think we might as well. It's probably not going to matter. Could also do something with Wasteland. Like, could he have Daze, Wasteland, and Bolt? No, that's too much stuff, right? Okay. So he could have double Bolt, but only one land. There's the Bolt? No. Okay. Doesn't have the Bolt. All right, so we are boarding Bowmaster, Edict, Voidwalker, Barrowgoyf, Force of Negation out, Force of Will out. So we didn't see Philip Black Splash. What did we actually see? Dragon's Rage Channelers, Cutters, and Bowls. We didn't see Tamiyo. I think this is just, we didn't see Delver. So this is probably just Dragon's Rage Channelers and there wasn't even a cutter. Just saw Dragon's Rage Chandler and Bolt. What was the force pitch? I should have looked what the force pitch was. Maybe I need to look into the, but I think doesn't matter that much for boarding. We want the blue blasts, of course. Question is if we want to board out Daze, if we want Path of Peril. I think I'm going to try it with one Path of Peril here. Yeah. This is unfortunately a no-lander. So we have to mulligan. This is a one-lander, which we have to keep. And I think on the draw, this Kaito is a bit slow. Don't even have a second mana source yet, let alone a third one. So I'm somehow scared of Stifle, but I don't know yet if I want blue mana or black mana. I think I need black mana. I mean, we didn't see any Stifle yet. So the problem is if we see Wasteland, then we cannot go for a duel. Okay. Is it a Brainstorm or something? Brainstorm. Yeah. I think I'm going to fetch at the end of the opponent's turn. If nothing special happens. Like, for example, if there's a Dragon's Rage Chandler, I want to push it and then Brainstorm on my turn. But what do I do if the opponent plays Volcanic Island, Wasteland, Dragon's Rage Chandler, Wasteland, Pass? Then I'm really in a difficult spot because if I fetch basic Swamp, I can live for a bit. Actually, it would be, yeah, that's exactly the problem. Cutter. I need to Daze the cutter and then Brainstorm, I think. No, I think I have to go for basic island here. Actually. But first I need to Daze the cutter. I mean, I could get Brainstorm locked. Yeah, I think I have to pass the turn here. If I get Brainstorm locked, it's too bad. And then I just lose. It's a very difficult situation. Okay, Philip knows about Underground Sea. Okay, this is nice to know. Maybe I brainstorm here. Just, I don't even know why, to be honest. Maybe a bad point. So Philip knows about the Underground Sea. Let's move this to the right. He doesn't have discard because he plays blue-red. I think I don't really need the Void Walker on the next turn. I actually want to naturally draw through all the cards here. I don't need double blue next turn probably, but I mean, let's just put the Underground Sea on top again, so he doesn't get any new information from me if he bobbles again. And this Doughty Voidwalker is really nice if I get it going early, but I mean, also dies to a lot of stuff, right? That's why I only play one right now in the sideboard. Murktide, this would be a really early Murktide, turn 3 Murk. If he has Daze, then I'm probably in trouble. So I could go for the Edict, or I could go for the Snuff Out. I think it's safer to go for the Snuff Out. Let's do it now. Probably doesn't have Force in the deck anymore. All right. And I think it makes sense to pass the turn here, because if he plays a Dragon Switch Channeler, it doesn't have Delirium. I will bite on the Ponder here. It's not a big benefit, but I mean, it's better than nothing, right? And if he bolts the Bowmaster, then I can maybe get my Doughty Voidwalker going for a while. And I had a mulligan to 6, right? And he didn't, so he should be ahead by cards. Yeah, but his Wasteland doesn't do that much right now, and he doesn't seem to have Daze, to be honest, because he would probably have heavily dazed a Bowmaster. So my hand is really good against single creatures. Against single creatures, but the problem is Cutter. So something like Cutter and then 3 bobbles, but at least the Bowmasters mean that the the bobbles then are disincentivized from drawing cards. So now we have a 2/2 army token and can pressure around a bit. Oh, Philip has those nice Goro lands in real life as well, which look really beautiful. Just picked up a mountain today. All right. So I'm really interested in playing the Voidwalker right now. I think I play it first. So if Philip wants to bolt the Bowman, maybe this doesn't make sense because now he has more choice. Maybe I should attack first, right? Because then He may be incentivized to bolt the Bowmaster. Okay. Wasteland. And I mean, he can Daze my Ponder. I think this is okay. He didn't have Daze last turn. Is it a Bolt on the... No, it's a Pyroblast. I think this is an okay trade for me. Ah, okay, so uh, I'm really lucky here that my mana is just enough to cast all my spells and that everything is black except for the Ponder. But he can now cast another Murktide actually, even with the with the Voidwalker. But I could just sacrifice my Voidwalker to Pyroblast a potential Murktide, right? So I'm still a card down from the mulligan, but he seems a little bit flooded out here, while for me I have kind of the optimal mix of lands and spells. Boomerang basics. Okay. So it's three card types, right? What's the last card in his hand? Maybe another blast. Yeah, the Boomerang basics is really strong. Let's just push here because I don't have the second black source. That's really clever of him. Ah, petty theft on the token. Okay. Not bad, not bad. But he's out of cards right now. But he can bring in a Brazen really soon. I mean, next turn you can just play a Brazen. And this kills me in 5 hits, right? While I have a 10-turn clock. Yep, there is the Brazen. I mean, I could use my Edict on it. But I think it makes more sense going for the Voidwalker first. And then I have protection from Red Blast. And I think I'm not offering the trade here. I think actually the Bowmaster is worth more. Ah, but I just get wasted. I'm so stupid. This doesn't make sense. Can just wasteland. And then I have to sacrifice my Voidwalker if I want to play the Merc, right? I mean, I win the race right now, but still, I can also Edict. There's a Bolt, yeah. Okay, I mean, I didn't know if he has a Red Blast or not, right? One dies to Red Blast, the other dies to the Edict. All right. I don't get punished here. Let's make it maximum size. I don't know what you listeners think if I should have went for the Murktide at first, but my idea was that I play the Voidwalker first and then I can use the Pyroblast from with the Void counter on it to protect the Murk, but of course yeah, it was a bad play because I didn't think about it that I maybe won't be able to go for the Murktide. Also the Bolt kills it. All right, this is really strong for us that we just now we kind of are on even footing regarding card situation after Mulligan because we got the card for free. No, I think we are 2 cards up because of the bounce on the Voidwalker. I think playing the Sewers is okay. I'm not sure about him, to be honest, because, I mean, he didn't play out the cards, but he could easily do it. What are those 2 cards? Oh my God. Maybe 2 cantrips. Let's keep it on top. But we have a lethal attack anyways, right? Um, maybe he has a red blast, a brainstorm. Okay, emergency brainstorm. I mean, this will be very, very difficult for him. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the hymn was bad to keep on top.